All right, part three. So part three. Now I'm with my aunt. So my mom was going through mental order disorders, and then not only that, being a target individual. So a lot of it was connected to witchcraft. But I'm gonna get into that. But keep in mind, I was born in a cult. So even though certain family members of my father's house said they forgave my mom about how my father died, a lot of them didn't. Especially Janice Glenn. Like, she's one of them who said, "Oh, I forgave your mom." No, you didn't. It showed when I was living with her. Now I'm going to that story. So once we left my mom's older sister house and West Virginia, we came back to the north side of Chicago and everything. My mom knew she couldn't do it anymore, so that's when she placed me with my aunt. So I was there with my aunt from the age of 15 to 18, and it started off decent. It was like the honeymoon stages, but then it became like the Cinderella story, meaning when she got really upset, there were times she'd be like, "Hey, I'm not doing this for your mama. I'm doing this for my brother." Or your mom, like when a guy, because I had a high school sweetheart, when I had my high school sweetheart, if I was sneaking to talk on the phone, because she was so strict on me, but when it came down to her kids, even when they got in trouble, they still had lenience. They could talk on the phone, they could hang out, they could do all these different things, but when it came down to me, it was just like World War II, like, nope, you can't be on the phone, you gotta go to the dungeon, I'm gonna put you in a hole, like as if I was in prison or something. So it was just like anytime I had to like sneak, I'm just being honest, I would sneak and talk on the phone with them. She'd get a printout of the call log, find out who's talking to who. I mean, she did this to all of us, but she was just so ready to find a number she didn't recognize and call it, be like, "Do you know such and such?" Immediately, I would be the first name. The first name she would say, if she had to call a number she didn't recognize, like, "Do you know Erica?" Just automatically assume it was always me. And it wasn't. But basically, high school sweetheart, that was like my outlet. Being at school, being able to see him, talk to him, like that was just like, it was like heaven going to school. Because I was living in hell. But it was just like, she didn't like that he took a liking to me. So it was just like, any way she could just deteriorate that. Any way she could just paint a bad picture, a narrative about my mom, about me, to just disconnect me and him, she would do that. Because it's like, even with all the moving around my mom did my freshman year in high school, because I shared this months ago, but I went to 3 different high schools my freshman year. Because remember, I said, I started off in Illinois. Then my mom moved to Green Bay, Wisconsin. That was my freshman year in high school. Then we went to Newport News, Virginia. I was still a freshman in high school. So those are 3 different high schools my freshman year in high school. Come on now, in 3 different states. So that messed with my credits, So basically, once I got with my aunt, me and her daughter, like close in age, she just got me by like a few months. So I always catch up to her age. So we were in the same grade. And with this particular cousin, her name is Clarissa Collier. She's a dentist now in Texas. It's the reason why I put her name out there too, because she's one of the ringleaders. Growing up, she was always big on being like me. Meaning, with my grandmother, may she rest, because she's another reason who prompted me, like, definitely share the story. Because I'm telling you, like, my grandmother, nobody's perfect. My grandmother did some wrong when she was here on earth, but I'm telling you, she's righting her wrongs from heaven. Okay? So I know her and my father, and my mom's father, my grandfather, wants me to tell all this. So basically, growing up, my grandmother would put beads or have my hair in a hairstyle. Guess what? Clarissa wanted the same hairstyle. Our sophomore year in high school, we would dress them up like twins. And I'm learning those who consider themselves like tarot readers, who consider themselves psychics. They use terms like karmics, twin flames, destiny swap. So even then, now that I'm replaying, like when I talk to those type of individuals who operate in such a way, and I hear these terms, and then I also know Clarissa and her mom and my dad's side of the family, they're connected to witchcraft, and those terms connect to them. I'm learning, like, this is what's been going on. Like, always trying to be like me, always trying to, top me somehow. Like, my aunt always tried to do the comparisons. Always tried to, especially when I was living with her, like, just always tried to paint the picture that I was the bad one and her daughter was up here, but really it was the other way around. And I'm just being transparent. Like, she even painted a picture, like, while we were in high school, that I was crazy, bipolar, all these different things. Had me sign a document saying that she was going to have me go to therapy, but not realizing she was the ringleader of the unhappiness. I didn't want to be in the house with her. I'd rather be at school. But I stayed to myself. I would be in my room, talk to my cousin. We would talk every now and then, but I was very outspoken, and that pissed her off, that I would take a stand for myself when she disrespected me. I never cursed her out. If she lied and said that, that's a lie. I never cursed her out, but her daughter has. And that's what pissed her off, because after I left her house, after I turned 18, her and daughter would get into it, and her daughter would call me and be like, this is what's going on. And I would be on the phone while she's arguing with her mom, and I hear what her mom was saying. Then when she found, and where my so-called aunt would find out she's on the phone with me, she would take her anger off on her daughter, take that off her daughter, and then put it on me. Be like, are you on the phone with the hell raiser and all that? Getting mad at me because her daughter called me, and she's embarrassed that I'm seeing her real colors. She's embarrassed that I'm hearing how she still is. So it's just like always just hating my guts, okay? Always hating my guts. So, I'm just putting it all out there. So there was times like when we were in high school, she would be playing with her daughter. And there was one particular night she got into it with her daughter. She kind of heavy was laying on her daughter. Her daughter was mad, and Clarissa was mad. She was like, get off me, you fat bee. And went upstairs, because we both had our rooms was like sisters, meaning we shared a bathroom, but we had to connect the doors. She had her door, I had my door. She literally went outside we were staying in the house. Remember, we're on the second floor. She got out her window and stood on the ledge of the house. And I knew for a fact that night, confirmed, I'm like, yeah, she got some mental disorders going on. And my father's younger sister, Latanya, literally shared with me one time. Because we were going to this beautician who was really connected to Janice Glenn. So she would do our hair, me and my cousin's hair at her house. And during that, my aunt shared with me that Janice would share with the beautician and paint this picture that I had issues. I was a bad child. I didn't listen. I was basically trying to say I was promiscuous. Not doing good academically, not college material. Just saying all these big things, mentally disabled. And one day, when my aunt, my father's younger sister, Latanya Bradley, went to get her hair done one particular day, the beautician was like, oh, your sister Janice was telling me blah 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 about Erica. And then my aunt, my father's younger sister, had to defend me. He was like, no, that's not Erica. That's her daughter. Like, her daughter's the one who, whatever she had to share and really share the truth. So I've been dealing with defamation with Janice Glenn for years. And I could sue for that. So I remember all this. So these are the things. Anything that was going on with her kids, anything that took place with her, and it was embarrassing. And I witnessed it. It just pissed her off. And come on now, many of y'all may know people like that. Like, your enemies, anytime they get embarrassed in front of you, you find something bad about them. Oh no, they go off. They be like, I don't want you to know that. Like, they always want to have the upper hand. But God was exposing her. So that took place. And different things was going on. So my senior year in high school, I got reclassified by 2 credits because of my freshman year. Again, all that moving around my mom was doing in my freshman year in high school messed my credits up a little bit. And I was only missing 2 credits. And my aunt literally just had to pay for summer school for 1 semester. And I would have been good. I would have graduated with 2006, everything. She didn't want to do that. She's like, I'm not paying for summer school. And that, and then once you turn 18, you're going to live with your brother. And keep in mind, I didn't share this when I lost my father at 1. After that, my mom was actually receiving Social Security from the government for me and my older brother because of that. So when I was with my aunt, guess what? She was receiving that money. Once you turn 18, that money stops. So it's like, if I'm not in school, that's no money. I'm not going to have you live with me. So she was in it for the money, y'all. I'm telling you that for the fact. She was in it for the money. So basically, I had to contact every high school I went to my freshman year by myself. I provided them with the fax number to the high school I was at. I was going to Homeland Foster at the time. I did all that. My guidance counselor, my teachers, and the school admissions office knew about everything I was doing on my own. They was like, one, we don't understand why your aunt is so evil. Even my advisor would ask that, like, why is she so evil like that? And it was just like, they seen that, they was like, tell you what, we're going to allow you to go to all the senior activities, let you take the picture with the senior class, because you're still part of class 06. They said you're still part of that. And then not only that, you could take a picture with the principal of the school at graduation. We'd give you a cap and gown. They did all that for me. Because I was only missing 2 credits. So, speeding it up, when I turned 18, she didn't want to let me go to prom due to that. So my high school sweetheart at the time, his mom and sister had to come over to talk to my aunt. And they was like, hey, and his name is Jerron Nathan Kimball. Yeah, I'm putting his name out there too because it's like I'm finding some things out too now how they're connected. Just a lot of betrayal. His mom is Jackie Kimball. I don't know if his father still serves with the Chicago police, but that's Ronald Kimball. And his sister, English Kimball. I'm putting all the names out there. I told you, I'm just receipts. I got receipts. So everything was cool during that time, but throughout the years, things got exposed about people's true identities and their true intentions towards me. Yeah, I know. But anyways, so they all came over to talk to my aunt. Was like, can she go to prom? Like, so they were basically coming to advocate for me. And as soon as they came in the house, my aunt looked at his mom, was like, well, she's not graduated. I didn't even get the chance to let him know, like, hey, because of 2 credits, I gotta go to summer school. And I can't graduate with y'all. She didn't allow me. She didn't want me to. She was just always looking for a way to embarrass me. Always looking for a way to get him not to like me. And now that it's coming out, she wanted her freaking daughter to be with him. That's what it was. Like, the love I was getting from this boy, well, he was a boy at the time. She wanted that to be her daughter. Always jealous. She didn't want me to get that attention. Like Cinderella. Cinderella got the attention from the prince. Did she not? But it's like, no, choose my daughter. Choose my daughter. She never came out and said that. My cousin was not crazy enough to come to me and say, hey, I'm digging your high school sweetheart. She never said that. But throughout the years, something in my spirit was like, something. I feel like something happened, man. I feel like something's happened. And just like a jealousy thing. Yeah. But anyways, eventually she allowed me to go to high school, but she was always just trying to paint the picture, embarrass me and all that. And I remember that same day when she said that, I was about to walk upstairs and his mom was like, Jackie was like, come back here. She's like, Eric, I don't care what nobody say. Whatever you do, take care of your business. So ever since once she said that, it's like, even to this day, it resonates in my spirit. And I finished up. That was actually the fire that I needed. I needed that word, and it spoke to my soul. So it was like, once I went to live with my older brother, I was 18 at the time. I enrolled myself in a high school in his district by myself. And I only had to finish up. So I was done in December 2006. So technically, I'm still class of 2006. I just had to finish up in a whole nother district at a different high school, where I enrolled myself. I would get up 5 in the morning to make sure I was out of the way so 2 other kids in the house could get ready for school. And then when I went to live with my older brother, you keep in mind, I told you like he was trying to silence me, but then he was always trying to, he basically stole from me too. Because once I went to live with my older brother, I found out that the Social Security, I could still receive that because I was still in high school. I just had to show proof that I was still in high school, even though I was 18. So when I did reapply and take care of that paperwork and all that, they said, oh, we got word that you're deceased, that you weren't living. Who else could have told that? Janice. Because she was mad because when she brought me to my older brother's house, after she had me move in with him, when she dropped me off, the same day I moved in, she tried to start one last argument with me. And I'm like, I don't live with you anymore. Just leave. I literally had to kick her out of my brother's house. She was just looking for a way to argue. And I'm thinking, like, just evil as hell. And just to rewind a little bit, I got to put Clarence out there too, the man she was married to. Her kid's father. And I told Jerron about this incident. I called him immediately after that happened. It was me and Clarence. I would say uncle, but at the time he was Uncle Clarence at the time. We were there. Nothing ever inappropriate ever happened with us. And then I got another uncle to expose, but this is actually a blood uncle, and this is my father's younger brother. Oh yeah, everybody's going under the bus. So basically, and I'm like, again, I'm free. I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to hide. It's time for families to be exposed and people to get the justice that they deserve. Amen. 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 So, part 4.